Hello everyone, long time no see. So I wanted to do a little update, a little program update, and then share some news as well. It's been a few months since both litters went home, the spring litter and the tree litter. Sequoia was living with us. She has found her new guardian home and she is doing amazing. She lives about 2 hours from here in Charlotte, North Carolina, with just the best family. They have another mini Aussie, and so she has a little sister, but she's doing amazing. We're waiting for her to come back in heat, but Miss Allie just came back in heat. She will be having her last litter with us, which is so bittersweet. I know I'm ready to retire her, just to let her go live her life with her guardian family, but she does love being a mama and she just produces the most amazing puppies. So she's back in heat. I have a vet appointment for her. Today's Wednesday, on Friday. Hopefully, I'm trying to get a hold of the vet. I don't know what's going on over there, but for her first progesterone testing and just a breeding exam to make sure that she's clear to have her third and last litter. So she will be having miniature Australian Shepherds, and I do plan to keep a female back to kind of continue her legacy because she's such a staple for our program and just produces, like I said, the most loving, attentive, sweet puppies. So that is number one for our program update. Number two, I am waiting for Sequoia to come back in heat. They should be pretty close. I'm hoping she gives me a few weeks. But Allie's also, for her guardian home, she's with another female. So she's actually synced. Their heat cycles are synced together. So that's why she had come in heat before and come in heat now. So now that Sequoia is away from Allie, she should be a little bit later. That being said, we also have Scarlett, who I'm waiting to come in heat. She is our F1 medium. I think she's about 35 pounds, Aussie Doodle, black tri. This will be her first litter, and she's a little bit, I would say, maybe a month behind the other two girls. So hers will probably be, of course I say that, I'm going to jinx it, knock on wood, will be the beginning of next year or like later this winter. So those are the three girlies that we have coming up after Allie and Sequoia have their litters, hoping, everything goes well. They get pregnant. They have, an easy delivery. They will both be spayed and retired. We do have an upcoming standard Australian Shepherd, red tri with 2 blue eyes. Her name is Olive. I got her, probably a month ago now, and she is in a wonderful guardian home as well. So she's still a puppy. She's got a good 2 years before she's bred, but I do plan to pair her with Turtle, or Archer, as some of you guys know him as. He is my standard poodle. So we will have standard F1 Aussie Doodles in a few years. That is coming down the pipeline. I'm very excited for those. So I'm making this video a little bit early, but Allie comes, like I said, on Friday, and I want to take y'all to the vet with me. With her, I'll sit down and just talk about her a little bit and how she's doing, what she looks like, what the vet says, because she did have such a big litter last time. I just want to make sure everything is good to go. If not, if we do need to wait, then we will absolutely do that, or whatever is best for Allie. Her guardian dad did say she's doing pretty well with her heat cycle this time. And then whenever Sequoia comes in heat, I will jump on and do a video about that too. That'll probably be a separate video. I kind of want to try to keep them separate this time because, like I said, hopefully they give me some time in between litters because that last round was hectic. But all of Allie's and Sequoia's puppies right now are doing so well in their new homes. I'm not going to do individual updates on here just because it would take forever because there's so many. But if y'all do want to hop on Facebook or on our Instagram, I do regular updates on there and post some of the how the puppies are doing, what they look like now. A lot of them just got their first haircuts and they're so stinking cute, especially Allie's litter because they've got those bright blue eyes. If you are interested, I have a few spots open for Allie's miniature Australian Shepherd litter. The dad is 25 pounds and Allie's about 30 pounds, so they should be in between that size range. They are, guys, they are going to be beautiful dogs. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I'm so excited. I think I was telling this stud dog's owner, I think I'm more excited for this litter of miniature Australian Shepherds than I am for my doodles. Don't tell anybody. Just because this will be my first litter for mini Aussies, and I love the breed. Obviously, I breed Aussie doodles, but Australian Shepherds are just great. I absolutely love them. So I want to keep it short and sweet, even though that was longer than I had anticipated. I am a talker, as most of you guys know. I will jump back on here when Miss Allie comes on Friday. I want to give her a bath, nail trim, all that good stuff when she gets here before we go to the vet. So I will video that as well. She's really good for grooming, and I always offer grooming to my guardian homes. So stay tuned and we shall be back. Hey y'all, I'm here with Miss Allie, and despite her face, she is actually excited to see me. Allie's guardian dad dropped her off this morning. It's about almost 1. Our appointment's at 1:30, so we're gonna leave in like 10 minutes, but I wanted to hop on here real quick. I gave her a bath and a nail trim and a little foot trim. She's doing so good, as you can tell. She is not bleeding super heavily, which is good, especially for starting progesterone testing today. So I'm excited to see kind of what her numbers look like, but also that they're not like too far, too high. Miss Allie is a lover, as you can tell. This is what I mean by I love her personality. And she gives her personality to all her puppies. They're just so sweet. She's just a big lover, a big cuddler. So we are gonna go to the vet. So we're doing our breeding exam today, and we're doing, just to clear her, make sure that her body is good. She looks great from the outside, but I'm not a vet, so I will leave that to our vet, who I absolutely love and trust. She seems to be back to her normal self, happy-go-lucky. Her body looks great. Her coat looks awesome. Females always blow their coat after they have a litter, so she lost a good amount of hair, but it's all coming back really well. Her guardian dad actually feeds her homemade food on top of her kibble, so I think that helps a lot just with her overall health. So she is doing so good, yes, and we're ready to go to the vet. Apparently Oakley wants to be in the video as well. I'm gonna take her with me too, because Allie can get a little bit nervous at the vet, and I think it'll be good for her to just have a friend. Thank you, yes. So I will take both of them, and Oki's used to it. She's really good. So we are gonna load up and head to Raleigh. That is where our reproduction vet is, and I don't know how much I'll be able to film in there just because I want to chat with the vet a little bit, and I'm really bad about multitasking and filming and talking and all the things. So I'll get as much as I can, but I'll hop back on when we're in the car and just give everyone a rundown. I always forget to say, but for those of you that don't know, progesterone testing is a blood test. So, and it's testing basically to see where she's at in ovulation in her cycle. So once she ovulates, you want to breed roughly 2 days later to have your best chance for puppies, which is why we progesterone test. Now there are some physical signs, that tell us if she's ready or not. And if you put 2 dogs together, obviously, nature takes over and they're going to do their thing. But with artificial insemination, it's just better to really try to pinpoint when ovulation is so that we can inseminate on the right day and have a greater chance for puppies, especially since we're getting the semen shipped to the vet. We just want everything to go to plan. So today is day 1 of progesterone testing, and it can take up to a week. She ovulated a lot later in her cycle last time. Right now she's on day 7. I think she ovulated we bred on day 14, so she ovulated 2 days before that. But we also did live cover, so we went to the stud. So bunch of different factors are playing in this time around. So keep your fingers crossed for Miss Allie. This will be her last litter, like I said, and we are just so excited. She is such a love bug. Yes, and we can't wait to have a mini Allie. Yes, yes. I know, you're so sweet. All right, so we will be back. We just got back in the car from the vet. So there was a different vet there. We usually see the lady who's really nice. There's an older guy that works there too, super knowledgeable, love them both, but he's such a talker, and I'm also a talker, so I just got wrapped up in talking instead of filming. But they did an exam on her. They said she's good to go. She looks great. She recovered beautifully from her last litter. And then they took some blood for her progesterone. So they're running that now. They do a smear. So they just take a sample and then they put it on a slide and then look at it under the microscope. And then they put it up on the TV so we can see. This is like a teaching, well, it's a school. It's NC State veterinary school. So there are students in there, which is also why I like using this vet. It's just super cool to be a part of. But so the vet had 2 students and then like an assistant. So we had the students kind of tell me, like, do her exam and then tell me, it's a good girl. Okay, be nice to her. What the slide said. So basically, they think just by looking at her cells that she's still pretty early in her cycle, but that's why we do the progesterone test. So we will need to wait for the numbers on that. And that will be done in about an hour. They'll give me a call. So he wants to see her back on Monday, which our normal vet will be back on Monday, so we can chat with her as well. But I will let the stud owner know about where we're at right now once I get her progesterone number, and then we'll be back here on Monday. And she did so good. She's a little nervous. The next time I jump on here will probably be when she's being AI'd. So it'll probably be like middle of next week. So not the next time that we come back here on Monday, but maybe the time after, or the couple times after, just because there's not really anything to see. They just take her blood and then it's kind of boring. And then after she's bred, we'll do an ultrasound at 30 days. To confirm pregnancy, and then all the fun stuff happens. So thanks for coming along for today, and we'll be back. So I sat out here to video, but it's way hotter than I had anticipated. I thought it was cooler today for some reason, but it's not. So we're gonna go inside and make this real quick. It's just like a little kind of sad Allie update. Okay, so Allie update. I'm gonna say quick, but it's probably not gonna be quick. I'm just gonna hold the camera. The last time I left off was we were at the vet, I think, and scheduling progesterone testing, waiting on results. So super long story short, later that day, the vet called me. Well, no, not even later that day. It was like, I was on my way home. So maybe 10 minutes later, they called me and said, hey, Allie's at an 18. Which is really high. So I was like, okay, do you think that it's still possible? Should we do AI? Should we do TCI, which is transcervical insemination, which is a different type of insemination. But they were like, yeah, we can do it tomorrow if you can get the sample here. So I'm like frantically and like freaking out. I pulled over and stopped at a park and let the girls out. And in all the midst, obviously I didn't get any footage of any of that because I was a little frantic. So I called the stud owner, who's so nice. And she said, oh my gosh, I'm pulling out of my driveway. Let me turn around. I was just about to go to town. I'll go and collect him and ship it out. And she did. Like, I don't know. I just super shout out to her. That was great and very helpful. So we shipped his shipment next day. So it got here the next day. We went, inseminated, and we just did normal AI, which I'm kind of kicking myself. I let the vet talk me into it. I wanted to do TCI, which has a little bit of a higher chance because you're putting it past the cervix, so the sperm doesn't have to swim as far. Whatever. What's done is done. I was like, oh, and I didn't get any footage of that, so I was gonna hop back on and be like, hey, we did this, and I was like, let me just wait until we do ultrasound. So I do have a little bit of Allie's ultrasound. It's just her on the little, they call it a taco thing. It's like, oh, it's Taco Tuesday. It was kind of funny. So I'll put that in here. She was like looking, and like I kind of know what to look for at this point after 8 years of breeding. And I was like, she's like, sorry Kelsey, I don't see anything yet. And it had been like, 5 minutes of her just going around. So Allie is not pregnant, which is super sad. I had a gut feeling. I really did. AI, your chances are lower anyway, but just the timing with everything. Obviously, I was hoping for the best, but I kept my expectations low, which I think it's still a bummer for sure. But so yeah, Allie's not pregnant. So we'll try again in the spring in her next heat cycle. Waiting on Sequoia and Scarlet. I don't know who's gonna be first, but Scarlet will also be AI, which at this point I'm just gonna do TCI. And I'll explain that when I do Scarlet's video, but that will be the next one. So whenever they come in heat, I will start those. Hopefully it's soon, because I was just so excited to have puppies. I have serious puppy fever. I know, even as a breeder, it's crazy. But yeah, so we're just hanging in there. So sorry. We're not gonna have a little Aussie pups running around yet. So we'll try in the spring, but I will be back when Scarlet hopefully not Scarlet or Sequoia come in heat, and we'll go along in their journey. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. I know it's kind of a boring video today, and it was really spread out over like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Just wanted to give a little update so I didn't leave y'all hanging. But again, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.